6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The UN General Assembly is scheduled to begin tomorrow, and heads of state of several countries are already in New York to participate in the conference. The Foreign Ministerial Level Conference of the General Assembly will begin today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is scheduled to address the Assembly on the second day of the conference, that is on Wednesday. The daily COVID cases count climbs to 1,733 yesterday. In the COVID update, 103 new victims move the death toll to 12,125. Today is Binara Full Moon Poya Day. Many Buddhist religious programs are conducted island-wide under strict health guidelines. In news overseas, Johannesburg Mayor Jalide Matango killed in a car crash. In sports news, Pakistan Cricket Board England to visit. The UN General Assembly is scheduled to begin tomorrow, and the heads of states of several countries are already in New York to participate in the conference. The Foreign Ministerial Level Conference of the General Assembly will begin today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is scheduled to address the Assembly on the second day of the conference, that is on Wednesday. The President's media unit said the President is also scheduled to address the Food Systems Summit on September 23rd and the High-Level Dialogue on Energy on September 24th. The chairman of the University Grants Commission says plans are underway to fully vaccinate all the members of the academic and non-academic staff of the Sri Lanka university system against COVID-19 in a bid to reopen the universities soon. Senior Professor Sampath Amaratunga made these remarks at a statement directed to the Government Information Department. According to the UGC chairman, a rapid vaccination program has been implemented in collaboration with health authorities. He said further, both vaccines have already been given to the academic and non-academic staff members above the age of 30 years in all the universities. During the discussion held yesterday between the Minister of Finance Basil Rajapaksa and the milk powder importers, it was agreed to increase the price of imported milk powder by 200 rupees per kilogram. During the discussion held yesterday, the importers of milk powder have demanded that the price of a kilogram of milk powder should be increased by 350 rupees. A final decision in this regard will be taken after the Cost of Living Committee meeting next week. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry reports yesterday that another 436 persons tested positive for COVID-19 in Sri Lanka, moving the daily total of new cases to 1,733. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus reported in the country to 504,491. As many as 432,038 recoveries and 12,125 deaths have been confirmed in Sri Lanka since the outbreak of the pandemic. The Epidemiology Unit's data showed that 60,328 active cases are currently under medical care. The total number of people who fell victim to the COVID-19 infection in Sri Lanka moved up as 103 more fatalities were confirmed by the Director General of Health Services on Saturday. The new development has pushed the official death toll from the virus outbreak in Sri Lanka to 12,125. As per the data released by the Department of Government Information, the latest victims include 56 males and 47 females. As many as 77 deaths were reported among the elderly people aged above 60 years. In addition, 24 individuals aged between 30 to 59 years and 2 youth below 30 years have also succumbed to the virus infection. Today is Binara Poya Day. Binara Poya is the day when Sri Lankan Buddhists commemorate the establishment of the Bhikkhuni Sasana or the Bhikkhuni Sangha or the Order of the Female Buddhists. Mahapajapati Gautami was the younger sister of Queen Mahamaya, the mother of Gautama Buddha. The queen died 7 days after the birth of her son, and the prince was brought up by Mahapajapati Gautami, who subsequently married his father, King Suddhodana, becoming his stepmother. 7 years after renouncing his title and leaving the royal palace, Siddhartha Gautama returned to visit his family. After his visit, Mahapajapati Gautami made a request that she be allowed to enter the order of the Sangha, but the Buddha turned it down on 3 occasions. Undeterred, Mahapajapati Gautami and 500 other women, who were all ladies of the court, donned yellow robes and with shaven heads, stood outside the Nigrodharamaya in Kapilavastu, where the Buddha was residing. Ayasvanta Ananda, who was the Buddha's half-brother and Mahapajapati Gautami's son, also known as Ananta Mahatera, made a final request on their behalf on Binara full moon Poya day. The Buddha then granted the women permission to enter the Sasana. The women were allowed into the order on condition that they abide by the 8 Garudhammas, a strict set of rules. Mahapajapati Gautami accepted the 8 vows which constituted her full ordination, Upasampada, and became the first bhikkhuni. She was followed by the 500 women who had come with her. Many Buddhist religious programs are conducted island-wide at viharas under strict health guidelines. Buddhists in Sri Lanka observe Sil and engage in religious programs mainly focusing on the home front. The Buddhists observe this Poya day at their home premises due to the current coronavirus pandemic situation. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidamahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Central Cultural Fund has made arrangements to provide discounts to various book varieties during this September month. The month is declared as the month for readers. Books include historical, archaeology, vastu and literary sectors. Special research books, children's editions and childcare-related books are also included in these varieties.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Light.
Claiming that there was no issue for cardiac patients to receive the COVID vaccine, cardiac specialists today requested all active and chronic cardiac patients to receive both doses of any COVID vaccine, claiming that they were more vulnerable to develop complications or even death. Cardiologist of the Negombo Hospital, Dr. Disna Amaratunga, told a news conference of the Health Promotion Bureau that it was not an issue for the cardiac patients who had undergone bypass surgery, stenting or any other surgery to receive the COVID vaccine. She said cardiac patients should continue their medication even after getting infected with COVID unless a doctor advised them to discontinue the medications.
World News.
In world news headlines, AUKUS Australia defends role in security pact amid French condemnation. Johannesburg Mayor Jalidi Matango killed in a car crash. Killamash deaths, man arrested after 4 bodies found. Australia has defended its decision to scrap a multi-billion-dollar submarine purchase from France in favour of a new security pact with the US and UK. Prime Minister Scott Morrison rejected accusations that Australia had lied, saying France should have been aware it was prepared to break the deal. France says the AUKUS pact has led to a serious crisis between the allies. In an unprecedented move, it has recalled its ambassadors from the US and Australia as a sign of protest. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has paid tribute to the new mayor of Johannesburg following his death in a car crash aged 46. Jolly Matango had been campaigning with Mr. Ramaphosa before the accident. His vehicle collided with a van while trying to avoid a pedestrian who had run onto the road, local media reports. The pedestrian and the other vehicle's driver also died, while Mr. Matango's two bodyguards are being treated in hospital for their injuries. A murder investigation has been launched after 4 people were found dead at a house in Derbyshire. Officers were called to a property in Chandos Crescent, Killamash at 7:25 on Sunday after concerns were raised about the people living there. A man has been arrested and the police said they were not looking for anyone else in connection with the deaths. Specially trained officers are liaising with the families of the deceased, said a spokesperson for Derbyshire Police. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. AUKUS Australia defends role in security pact amid French condemnation. Johannesburg Mayor Jolly Matango killed in a car crash. Killamash deaths, man arrested after 4 bodies found. That was world news. And now in development news, 1,531 rural roads will be developed in the Gaul district. These roads are being developed under the 1,081 projects administered by the respective divisional secretariats. Meanwhile, 450 projects are manned by local government bodies. A sum of 1,033 million rupees has been set aside for this purpose.
Sports news.
In cricket, Wasim Khan, the PCB chief executive, has claimed a clean bill of health from a security perspective, adding that he expects England, the men for 2 T20Is and the women for 2 T20Is and 3 ODIs to reach Pakistan on schedule in October and play their games on the due dates.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are. Download the NSB Pay app from the Play Store or the App Store for free now. For more information, call your nearest NSB branch or 0112 379 379. Conditions apply.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Expo 2020 Dubai is the latest edition of World Expos held around the world since 1851 and will be the first ever to be held in the Middle East, Africa and South Asia. Sri Lanka will participate in the mega event which commences in October and is expected to attract over 25 million visitors to Dubai during its 6-month run. One of the key facets of the Sri Lankan contingent will be the specially designed pavilion, which was officially handed over by the Dubai Export team to Nalinda Vijayaratne, the Deputy Commissioner General of Sri Lanka for Expo and Consul General of Sri Lanka to Dubai and the Northern Emirates on the 14th of September 2021. Accompanying Nalinda Vijayaratne, the handover, Subhashiri De Silva, the second secretary at the Sri Lankan consulate in Dubai, was present too.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are.
Economic news.
courtesy of... I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The port city Colombo, the largest and most ambitious development project ever undertaken in Sri Lanka, proudly marks its 7th anniversary since the initial land reclamation work commenced in 2014. During this period, the project has committed $1.4 billion of foreign direct investment to Sri Lanka for initial reclamation and internal infrastructure development. The project is expected to attract $15 billion in the 25 years of its development phase.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the Sabaragamu and the central provinces. Several spells of showers will occur in the western and the northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Matara districts. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Batticaloa and Amparalit. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. This weather report was issued this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com predicts that Colombo's weather would be generally bright during the day. There will be cloudy weather in the afternoon. Today's daytime temperature would be around 30 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 27 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 27 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index AQI is 16, which shows a fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The UN General Assembly is scheduled to begin tomorrow, and heads of state of several countries are already in New York to participate in the conference. The Foreign Ministerial Level Conference of the General Assembly will begin today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is scheduled to address the Assembly on the second day of the conference, that is on Wednesday. The daily COVID cases count climbs to 1,733 yesterday. In the COVID update, 103 new victims move the death toll to 12,125. Today is Binara Full Moon Poya Day. Many Buddhist religious programs are conducted island-wide under strict health guidelines. In news overseas, Johannesburg Mayor Jolly D. Matango killed in a car crash. In sports news, the Pakistani Cricket Board England to visit.